And Ohtani swings, hits a high fly ball, left center field, deep.
What if I told you that in a single 24-hour span, we witnessed a moment so perfect, so unbelievably unique, that it could only come from a once-in-a-lifetime talent? A moment that rewrites the very definition of a superstar. At the same time, another star on the mound came agonizingly close to ending a 43-year-old curse, only to have his date with destiny shattered with one out to go. And if that wasn't enough, this weekend, a barrier that has stood for over 150 years in baseball will finally be broken. Welcome to Baseball Extrai, your home for the deepest dives into the story that make this game great. Today, we're unpacking it all. We're talking about a historic Shohei Ohtani performance that you have to see to believe, the gut-wrenching quest for a no-hitter, and a monumental moment in MLB history. You are not going to want to miss a second of this. Let's get right into it. Let's set the scene. Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers are trailing the St. Louis Cardinals 1-0. On the mound for the Dodgers is their ace, the Phenom himself, Shohei Ohtani. But right now, he's at the plate, bat in hand, trying to pick himself up and give his team a spark. He's not just a pitcher. He's a one-man wrecking crew. And on this swing, he wasn't just trying to get a hit. He was chasing history. Just listen to that sound. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd. That wasn't just any home run. With that single, powerful swing, Shohei Ohtani launched his 39th home run of the season, giving his team a 2-1 lead. But more importantly, that blast was the 1,000th hit of his Major League Baseball career. Now, let's pause and truly appreciate the magnitude of this. A player getting their 1,000th career hit is always a special milestone. It represents years of dedication, consistency, and talent. But for Shohei Ohtani to achieve it on a go-ahead home run in a game that he is the starting pitcher, that is the stuff of legend. It's a moment that perfectly encapsulates everything he is. He doesn't just contribute. He dominates every single facet of the game. This hit also places him in truly elite company. He is now just the third Japanese-born player in MLB history to reach the 1,000-hit plateau, joining two icons, the great Ichiro Suzuki and the powerful Hideki Matsui. Think about that legacy. For baseball fans in Japan and all over the world, those are monumental names. And now, Ohtani has carved his name right alongside them, continuing that incredible heritage of Japanese superstars in the majors. But the story of his night was far from over. If you thought the home run was impressive, you have to look at what he did on the mound. Remember, just last week, there were serious concerns after Ohtani had to leave a start early with cramping in his hip. Any questions about his health? Well, he answered them with pure, unadulterated fire. Over 4 innings of work, Ohtani was simply electric. He faced 14 batters and struck out an astonishing 8 of them. He wasn't just getting outs. He was overpowering a professional lineup. And the radar gun? It was sizzling. He hit triple digits, 100 miles per hour or more, a total of 6 times. To put that in perspective, that's double the number of 100 mph pitches he had thrown in any other game all season. He was on a different level. That's the sound of dominance. Striking out the side to cap off his outing. Now, in a twist of fate that often seems to follow Ohtani, the Dodgers bullpen couldn't hold the lead, and they ended up losing the game 5-3. It's a frustrating result for the team, no doubt. But for baseball fans, for everyone watching, the real victory was witnessing the two-way version of Shohei Ohtani not just back, but looking more powerful and more determined than ever. His journey is one of the most compelling stories in all of sports, and this night was another unforgettable chapter. From a moment of pure triumph, we now turn to one of pure heartbreak. We go to Citi Field, where Cleveland Guardians rookie starter Gavin was on the verge of immortality. For 8 2/3 innings against the New York Mets, he was practically untouchable. The dream of a no-hitter was alive. It was more than alive, it felt destined. But this game, as we know, can be beautiful and it can be cruel, sometimes in the very same instant. Imagine the tension. Every pitch in the 9th inning carries the weight of history. The crowd is on its feet. His teammates are silent in the dugout, not daring to jinx it. Williams gets the first out. He is just 2 outs away from etching his name in the history books forever. Then up steps the Mets star, Juan Soto. Just like that, it was gone. A solo home run with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. The perfect game was gone. The shutout was gone, and the no-hitter was gone. You could feel the air leave the stadium. An 8-2/3 RDS inning, one-hit performance is absolutely outstanding. It's a gem. It's an ace-level performance that any team would take every single time. And Williams deservedly received a standing ovation from the New York fans, a true sign of respect for the masterpiece he had painted. But for the Cleveland Guardians and their fans, this one stings on a historical level. To understand why this almost feels so much heavier, you have to understand the drought. There are only 5 teams in baseball who haven't thrown a no-hitter since the 1990s. But there is only one, just one, that hasn't thrown one since the 1980s. That team is the Cleveland Guardians. Their last no-hitter was on May 15, 1981. To put that in perspective, Ronald Reagan was in his first year as president. The first space shuttle mission had just completed a month earlier. It has been over 4 decades. That was the voice of history, the call of Len Barker's perfect game in 1981. Since that day, Cleveland has produced a factory of elite pitchers. We're talking about Cy Young winners like CC Sabathia, Cliff Lee, Corey Kluber, and Shane Bieber. Some of the most dominant arms of their generations have worn a Cleveland uniform. And yet, none of them could break the curse. So when Gavin Williams, a rookie, came that close, throwing 126 pitches and leaving it all on the mound, you can feel the collective sigh of an entire fan base. The drought lives on. However, there is a massive silver lining. The Guardians won the game 4-1, and thanks to Williams' incredible effort, they've now won 19 of their last 26 games and are right in the thick of the American League wildcard race. So while the history books remain unchanged for now, the future for Gavin Williams and the Guardians looks incredibly bright. For more than 150 years, Major League Baseball has been played at the highest level. And in all that time, from the days of old Haas Reborn to the era of Shohei Ohtani, one thing on the field has remained constant. Every single umpire to call balls and strikes in a regular season game has been a man. Until now. This is one of those announcements that truly stops you in your tracks. This weekend, MLB history will be made. The league has announced that Jen Powell will be the first female umpire to work a regular season Major League game in history during the Marlins and Braves series. This is not a gimmick. This is not a publicity stunt. This is the result of years of hard work, dedication, and breaking down barriers. Jen Powell is not just being given an opportunity. She has earned it every step of the way. She was a Triple-A crew chief, a position of immense responsibility. She has umpired in spring training for the last 2 years, proving she can handle the speed and talent of major league players. Her resume is impeccable. This is a monumental moment for baseball and for sports. Think about every other glass ceiling that has been shattered in this game. Women moving into broadcast booths, becoming coaches, taking on roles as general managers. Every single one of those firsts started with someone brave enough to pave the way. For female umpires, that person is Jen Powell. Somewhere out there, a young girl watching a game this weekend will see Jen behind the plate and realize that job is for her too. That she, too, can be on that field. She'll be working a doubleheader on Saturday and will be the home plate umpire on Sunday. History will be made, a barrier will be broken, and the game of baseball will be better for it. All right, let's take a quick trip around the league because a ton of other important action went down. First up, in Boston, the Red Sox made a huge investment in their future. Before their game against the Royals, they signed their star rookie outfielder, Roman Anthony, to a massive 8-year, $130 million contract extension. This deal, which kicks in 2026, also has escalators that could make it worth up to $230 million. The Sox are betting big that Anthony is a cornerstone of their franchise for the next decade. Over in the NL Central, the Chicago Cubs had a night of double celebrations in their 6-1 win over the Reds. First, their rookie pitcher, Cade Horton, was brilliant once again, extending his personal scoreless inning streak to an incredible 23 1/3 innings. That is now the longest streak by a rookie pitcher in the long and storied history of the Cubs franchise. Then, out of the bullpen, Andrew Kittredge did something truly special, an immaculate inning. For those who don't know, that is one of the rarest feats in baseball. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts, on the minimum 9 pitches. It was just the 120th immaculate inning in all of MLB history, and a moment of perfection for the Cubs reliever. Meanwhile, the Toronto Blue Jays offense is playing on a completely different planet right now. In their 20-1 demolition of the Rockies, They capped off a 3-game series where they tallied an unbelievable 63 hits. That is the most hits by any team in a 3-game set since at least 1901. Just an absolute defensive onslaught. In the battle of superstars, Mike Trout hit his 398th career home run, moving ever closer to the 400-homer club. But it was the Rays' youngster Junior Caminero who stole the show with his third career multi-homer game in a 5-4 Tampa Bay victory. The New York Yankees, desperate to stay in the playoff picture, avoided a sweep thanks to a clutch 7th-inning home run from Paul Goldschmidt in a 3-2 win over the Rangers. And finally, a big milestone for the Milwaukee Brewers, who became the first team in the majors to reach 70 wins this season with a 5-4 victory over the Braves. What a day of baseball. From the historic highs of Shohei Ohtani to the emotional roller coaster of a near no-hitter, and the promise of more MLB history this weekend, this is why we love this game. There is always a story to tell, and that's what we do here at Baseball Extrai. We bring you the stories behind the box scores. If you enjoyed this deep dive, and you love the game of baseball as much as we do us a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button to like the video, and most importantly, click that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss another episode from Baseball Extrai. Your support allows us to keep making content for fellow baseball fanatics like you. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you in the next video.